So, Natasha, tell me, I've loved opal for a very long time. I've seen it mined, I've seen it cut and everything, but I've never understood how does the colour come out of this stone. It's like magic.
It is like magic,
Yeah.
and to understand play of color, you need to understand two components.
Yes.
First, how light works,
Right.
and second, what the opal structure is.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
So-
delve into it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
excited.
the light, when you are trying to understand light, it's light can either be reflected off a surface.
Yes.
Okay. It can be absorbed through,
Okay.
and it doesn't get reflected to our eyes. It can also, as it enters from one surface to another, meaning the air to this opal, for example, it'll bend.
Okay.
Okay, that's called
Yeah.
refraction. It bends, and
Yeah.
then the light comes into our eyes,
Right.
and that's the color we see.
Wow.
The other
Okay.
thing that happens is, in certain cases, the light enters from one surface to another, and then it breaks up. So
Yes.
that one ray of white light
becomes
becomes
a lot of beams of light that come
the
back.
spectrum,
Yes.
spectrum that you see. Say, like when you see in a crystal or in a rainbow.
Yes. Yes.
So everything from blue all the way up
Right,
to
right,
red.
so beautiful.
So if you look at this picture, you'll see that the bottom here is all random size spheres where the gaps are random. So it's potch. There's no structure to it, so there's no play of color.
Yeah.
So what happens to the light is when the light comes in, it breaks up and goes back out. But there are millions of rays of light coming in and reflecting back out, and they interfere with each other. So I can either cancel it out or
Yes.
work in harmony to make the colors more intense.
Mhm.
So it's the diffraction, the breaking up of light, and interference. That is the interference of rays of lights
Of each
all
other.
at the same time.
Incredible.
Okay, so the second part of
Yes.
understanding play of color is to understand the structure of opal. So
Okay.
opal is made up of silica spheres. Okay,
Right.
so silica, oxygen, and a bit of water,
Wow.
and they're so minute, so they can either be stacked in a organized fashion, like with some sort of structure,
Mhm.
or they can be stacked, which is more common,
So
in
messy.
just a random way.
All
Okay?
over the place.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
big mess, you see?
Yep.
So common opal, this is pictures of, on a microscopic level, of what common opal spheres.
Common opal
spheres,
is
opal
opal without
with
colour.
no play of color.
Okay.
No play of color,
Yep.
okay?
So potch.
To have play of color, it has to be organized in some fashion. Okay? The size of the sphere might change, which means that the space between the spheres also changes. The play of color that you see is not light reflecting onto the spheres and then reflecting back out at you.
Oh, really? Okay.
It is reflecting into the gaps between the spheres, breaking it up, and then coming back out to your eyes. So the bigger the spheres, the bigger the gaps.
Yes, that makes sense. So if you
Okay.
have two circles
Yes.
and they're all stuck together, the gaps in the middle are going to get bigger and bigger
Yes.
as bigger the
Yes,
ball.
and
Yep.
then the smaller the
Okay.
spheres, the smaller the gaps.
Yes.
So now the smaller the gap,
Yep.
the less time the light has to break up into all its spectrum,
Rainbow.
therefore producing
Yeah.
the blue and the violet. They are the shortest wavelengths.
Wow.
The bigger the spheres, the bigger the gaps.
Yes.
Therefore, that's when you get the red
The
and
gem.
the orange. Yeah, all of those
Beautiful.
colors.
That's so interesting.